Hello world, and welcome back, or welcome if you are new here, to my extremely belated bullet journal setup for the books that I wanted to read for the 2020 Asian Readathon. This is a readathon hosted by Reads with Cindy. If you missed my TBR video, be sure to go and check that out after you watch this one. All of the links for all of the things will be in the description below as per usual. So this is a video that I meant to get up a few weeks ago, and I didn't. I think I've actually just kind of been struggling my way through May, to be entirely honest. And it's fine. It's okay. I'll be fine, but it meant that I missed a couple of weeks worth of videos. Yep. Anyway, so this setup, I wanted to just keep it in line with the rest of my theme for the month, which was honeybees. So adding in a little bit of yellow and gold watercolor to the edges of the page. I actually filmed this on 2 separate days so that I could let the watercolor dry completely, because that was a slight issue I had when I set up my monthly spread. And I think the Tombow twin tone markers just don't write very well on top of watercolor because they still looked a little feathery, but it was considerably better than trying to wait for the paper to dry. So like I said, just adding in a nice wash of color. And I guess I could talk to you about the books that I've read, because it's like the end of May at this point, and I've already read 3 of my 4 books, and I'm working on the last one. So yeah, that seems like an appropriate thing to do. I'm not planning to do a wrap up, or if I do, it's going to be a really short wrap up from the readathon. So might as well talk a little bit about the books that I read. Once again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go and check out my TBR video. But let's jump on into it. The first book I selected was Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. This was a book written by an Asian author, and I have some thoughts. This is the book that would cause me to do a wrap up, quite honestly. Well, this and one other. What do I even say? I didn't hate it. Anything else that I say about this is going to make it sound like I hated it, and I really, really didn't. I liked it fine. Young teenage me probably would have loved it. The disadvantage that this book had with me as an adult reader is I have read X-Men. I have read and watched X-Men. So reading something that is really just X-Men, but isn't X-Men, is not nearly as enjoyable as, reading straight up X-Men probably. If anyone is somehow unfamiliar with what Shatter Me is about, this is a dystopian police state type of future. There are people with powers. Our POV character has powers. Specifically, she has rogue powers, and the police state wants to use her powers, and she doesn't want to use her powers. And then she meets a cute boy who has leech powers, and then there's other people that have power. It's X-Men. I'm sorry. I apologize. But it's X-Men. I can't. The second book that I decided to read was Midsummer's Mayhem by Rajani Roca. This was for a book with a character who I can relate to in some way. The protagonist of this story is a girl, and she loves food and baking specifically, and I love food and baking, so right on. This is is it an adaptation? Is it just a play on? I don't know how to describe it, but it's A Midsummer Night's Dream. And again, I liked it, but I think I probably would have loved it if I was a bigger personal fan of Shakespeare. I love Shakespeare visual adaptations, but I don't enjoy reading the works of Shakespeare, and I think there was a lot of depth and context to this that I didn't understand because I've never read A Midsummer Night's Dream.
So it took me a while to get into it. It took me a while to read it because it's very much this like dreamlike young perspective on the world, which is beautiful to read, but was also difficult to read because I couldn't quite tell what was real and what wasn't. I apologize, I keep cutting out here because I keep having to attend to my kid, because that's what parenting is like during quarantine. Anyway, the third book that I decided to read that I'm currently still reading is The Three Body Problem by Cixin Liu. This is a hard sci-fi work. It is incredibly difficult to describe, and I have some thoughts. I'm enjoying it a lot, but it's a challenge. It's dense and it's difficult to read just from a technical standpoint, and I like it, but it is going to take me the entire month if I am even able to finish it. The last book for the readathon that I selected is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. This is for a book recommended by an Asian person. Oh, The Three Body Problem is a book by an author or featuring a character who is different from you in some way, by the way. And I finished To All the Boys I Loved Before, gave it 4 stars. It's really cute. It's really sweet. I love the same things that pretty much everyone else who has read this has talked about, and that is the family dynamics. They're beautiful, and they are really, really elaborated on, and there's a lot of focus put on them, and it's a delight to read. I'm gonna say this though, unpopular opinion, I liked the ending of the movie better. And then I also added in the 4 other books from my TBR video that I couldn't fit into the prompts for the readathon, but I still wanted to get to if I could. There is absolutely no way that I'm going to be able to read any of those. Even if I'm able to start one, I'm not going to be able to finish it. But I did just want to quickly show you what my completely filled out Owls Magical Readathon spread looked like. I went ahead and added a career in, so I put those into the career and checked off and added stars for everything, and that's it. That's all I've got for you. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you're doing well, and stay tuned for more content. Okay, bye.